This is the most useful thing in my stream setup. I could do without any of these other toys, except for this one. I actually own 3 of these things, these little stream decks, and I pay yearly for their phone subscription. So what is it about a stream deck that makes it so useful to a broadcaster? Let's talk about that today. What is up, everybody? It's Cassie Joy, and welcome back to another episode of Stream Support. How are you guys doing? Today, we're going to be talking about, where'd it go? The Stream Deck, or Stream Deck alikes, I guess, as there are a lot of competitors out there, mostly software-based, namely little apps like Touch Portal. I've been trying to check them out really lately, but they're not as feature-rich as the Elgato Streamdeck is, and for the price of either the physical hardware or paying for the phone subscription if you have an iPhone, it's honestly worth every dime. I want to point out that Elgato has in no way paid for any of this coverage. They don't like me because I hate on their products a lot, except for this little box. This little box is the best thing they make. So why is this $150 little box so useful? Sure, I could switch scenes within a drop of a hat, but I've always been able to do that either with keybinds since near the beginning of OBS, and then when Studio came out, we got like multi-modifier key support. It was a dream when we finally got that added. Oh my god. It's a cool dedicated air interface, but I had that before. I used to use a MIDI controller with a complex series of softwares that allowed me to translate the MIDI into HID device and take a separate MIDI splitter so that I could have both LEDs and soundboards and do cool transitions and effects before they were really existed in OBS, but it was a really complicated and mind-numbing setup to do, and it was often very janky, and I was the only one that knew how it worked. So, yeah, it wasn't that great. And now we have all that stuff in the form of a plugin. You have MIDI control in the form of a plugin. And all of that would be really great if the Stream Deck didn't already exist. Usually I, as a person, avoid tools built for specific jobs. I tend to be a generalist of many talents. I want a tool that can do several things. I own this microphone because it can be used as a vocal microphone or an instrument microphone. I own a Go XLR because it has many uses besides just an input for my microphone. So I usually avoid a tool that only does one thing. And that's what the Stream Deck was when it launched. I adopted this cute little USB box pretty early just to see if it was worth the hype. And I gotta say, it was. I bought mine used about 6 months after launch. I bought mine used about 3 months after launch because someone was quitting streaming. I got it for about $100, which is $50 off than what it usually is. And unlike a lot of the cute little tools that are marketed for streamers, I instantly found this thing more useful than my MIDI pad or using keybinds. It was 15 extra keys that I could do anything I wanted with, whether it be hotkeys or software triggers. It was limitless. And they've only improved with functionality like with folders, multi-device support. There's a reason I have 3 of these. The reason I have 3 of these is I bought 2 full-size ones before the XL came out, and then COVID happened. And I own a mini to switch between profiles on the 2 of them. So I basically have 2 set up as an XL side by side, and I have a mini that has profiles, and it will switch all 32 buttons for me at once, depending on what I'm doing, whether that be streaming or working in DaVinci Resolve or working in Affinity to do different key bindings or shortcuts, my editing quick cuts, all that sort of things. It's so useful for that. And it seems like I'm having a conversation with a new broadcaster every week who simply says, I don't see the point. And on the surface, I can understand that. This is a big investment for a lot of people. $150 is not insignificant amount of money. And if you're not doing complex scene switching or behind the scenes stuff, the Stream Deck may not be as useful to you as it is to someone like me or Epos Vox, who has a lot of coverage of it. You should go check him out. But these days, it goes a lot deeper than controlling OBS. And as much as I rack on them and hate on them, the Elgato Key Lights are a perfect example of things that you can use the Stream Deck for. They're completely natively controlled from the Stream Deck software, and while I don't recommend the lights and would suggest alternatives, that support is the basis for why the Stream Deck is so cool. Plugins. Just like OBS, the Stream Deck has an open API for developers to hook into natively that allows you to get these really cool and interesting functions right on your Stream Deck. And they've made it really easy to get them simply by clicking a button in the Stream Deck software, and it will give you the library of plugins that exist that they've approved for their store. There's obviously plenty more that you can probably find on GitHub and other sorts of scripts, but I personally don't know where to find some of these. And if you have any really cool Elgato Stream Deck plugins that aren't on the Elgato list on the app, please send them my way. I love to experiment with new plugins. There's plugins for all your favorite tools, including Voicemod and Voicemeter, which I've covered extensively on this channel. You can check out how I used to do my audio setup before the Go XLR right here. I'm going to do a redux of that video soon because a lot of people have been asking for more in-depth information. So if you would like to see that, be sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel. I think one of my favorite plugins for the Stream Deck is this little novelty gag, which is a dice roller. You can set up a custom-sided dice and roll it. I use this a lot for making decisions in RPG streams, and it's just a really fun way to spice up your stream. It's the little things you can do that make your stream a little bit more unique than the next person's that's going to draw more people in and keep them there. And I think that's the point of this thing. It's a tool that you can use to spice up your streams and make you a better creator. This only one doesn't make you a better creator, but having a good paintbrush lets you worry less about if you're getting paint in the wrong place and lets you focus on the art. Ultimately, I think you guys are either smart enough to figure it out on your own, or you've already watched some basics videos somewhere on the internet, and I want to help you take those basics that you've learned and how to set it up and actually apply them and create cool and amazing content. All right, now I'm going to cover my top recommended plugins for the Stream Deck to get you started. I just crashed Stream Deck while trying to drag that window around, just so everyone's aware. I just want to drag the window around Elgato, please. The Spotify integration plugin is really cool. This adds Spotify-specific functions to the Stream Deck and provides you a live feed of like the song that's playing in the album art, and allows you to save things to playlists and quick likes and all that sort of stuff. Features that you probably want to use at Spotify, but you know, it's a hassle to tab out of a game to go like a song in Spotify or something, and now you can do it with the button from your Stream Deck. I personally use Spotify a lot, even when I'm not streaming. So it's just so nice. OBS Tools by Rich Bar adds a few extra OBS feature integrations to the Stream Deck, like allowing you to refresh a browser source, change your transition on the fly, which I think is really cool, and I actually use that one a lot because I have a lot of transitions that I go through. Toggle filters. Yes, I did say toggle filters. And trigger instant replays. The toggle filters is honestly best feature in that entire thing. I use filters a lot for different like effects and moods. The Shadowplay plugin is super useful if you actively use Shadowplay. I often will when recording videos for YouTube to just to record face cam at the same time as my screen at full resolution or higher with super sampling. And it's just really cool to be able to control it from the Stream Deck instead of having to fuddle with NVIDIA's weird control panel sometimes. The Go XLR even has a plugin for the Stream Deck. It's lacking a lot of functionality right now, but it's really useful for doing routing changes and profile changes. So I'll do it to like scroll through different sets of channels I want on the faders and save those to profiles. And honestly, there's dozens more plugins in there that I don't use myself, like the Voicemod plugin, the Voicemeter plugins, now that I've moved away from those. But they are really cool, and you guys should really check them out, and let me know what your favorites are in the comments below. All right, I think that's it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That was short and sweet. It's actually probably one of my longer videos, because I love the Stream Deck, and I want everyone else to realize how cool of a tool it is, because a lot of streamers don't get it. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that thumbs up, subscribe, consider joining the members and becoming a member of the channel so you can get exclusive behind-the-scenes content, a special role in the community Discord, which you can join below. And members only live streams. I have officially moved over to YouTube for all of my live streaming. We're no longer on Twitch. I will be streaming on YouTube Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till whenever, from now until whenever. So if you want to catch me live, we can talk about gaming, tech, and education. I will see you guys there. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.